Hello, good evening. Welcome everybody on tonight's presentation. My name is Claudia Eifert. I'm your host tonight, and I have with me on the call tonight our founder and CEO of Utopian Global, Bill Rao. Hi, Bill. How are you?
Great, Claudia. Great to be here on the call. I'll be here throughout the call and certainly at the end for any questions you may have. And welcome to everyone joining us from many parts of the world. So we'll chat shortly.
Fantastic. And I really want to welcome everybody because we have a lot of new people on the call here, but literally people from all continents, which is really amazing. I mean, it is what, 6 o'clock German time, because I'm in Germany right now. But we do have people here from Australia and New Zealand, which is really early morning their time. So fantastic for you guys to be on the call. People from Africa, Latin America, Central America, North America, and all over Europe. Really, really great. So thank you guys for being always on the calls and for all the new people who come onto those calls, which we do usually on Tuesday and on Saturdays. Now, today in the presentation, what we're going to do is I'm going to run quickly through it in a nutshell the concept what Utopian Global is. We do have some Q&A with our founder and CEO Bill Rao a little bit later, so after this presentation. So just get your questions ready there. And then I'm also going to do a little bit of a pipeline training for these people at the end of the presentation, which would like to learn more. This is only for the people who, of course, would like to learn more about that. So that's what we're going to do on today's presentation. I know we have a lot of people also from YouTube logging in, watching us. Hello to you guys, and also Facebook. I don't forget you guys because I know we have been live streamed on Facebook. So this is the quick run through what we're going to do. So it's up to you, of course, how long you want to stay on this call. So let me go into it right now, into the presentation. As you see here, there's a beautiful picture actually from Dubai. And why we always put on Dubai is because our CEO and founder, Bill Rao, he's a licensed precious metals dealer in Dubai. And so hence, obviously, his license is there. And of course, we have been delivering and working in the precious metals area since 11 years. So basically, Utopian Global, the ecosystem of Utopian Global, what we present to you today is a unique marketing platform for physical precious metals, for income producing energy assets stored. That is our new flagship product, which we, as many of you know, just have been taken on board really at the end of 2018, and obviously the affiliate reward system, the affiliate sharing system, and the professional education system. So Utopian Global basically provides you access into the area of precious metals to what? To preserve your wealth, to maintain and preserve your wealth, because you're all earning in the different places where you guys live, income in paper money, and paper money over time loses its wealth. But you're also having an income producing asset, that is energy assets, and I'm going to dig a little bit deeper in it. And you have also a system that you can start a business, a home-based business from wherever you are at, from as little as 99 euros, you can start a business and you can earn income, which you then can, of course, diversify into the other sectors. And of course, we do have a professional educational system. Bill, do you want to add something to it?
No, I think you covered it, Claudia. I mean, the Utopian Global ecosystem, is very clear. I mean, people ask me, why is STORH and Utopian Global involved with affiliate marketing, multi-level marketing? And the truth of the answer is, well, first of all, I love the industry. Secondly, it puts the power back into the hands of the consumer. The consumer, by supporting products and services that you like, you actually get rewards for that when other people buy them. I mean, that generates another source of income. And in today's world, you need to have multiple streams of income. Claudia just touched on about currencies losing their purchasing power. And regardless of what currency you may have, every currency on this, paper currency on this planet is primarily every 10 years, probably buying less than half of what it does today, which means you and I have to double our income at least every 5, 6, 7 years just to keep up with the status quo with inflation. Some parts of the world, and I know Claudia spends a lot of time with the Argentinian group, their inflation last year was 47%. So that means every bit of their currency that they earn today, in a year from now, it's already buying less than half than what it does from the day they actually earned that. And this is really what keeps us enslaved, really enslaved to the monetary system. In fact, the monetary system is designed, by design, is to transfer wealth away from you back to the central banking system, back to the central institutions. And when you understand that point, it's a game changer in your life, how you actually must earn wealth, create wealth, and preserve wealth. And that's really the foundation of Utopian Global. I'm very passionate about it, and I love the multi-level marketing industry. Here you see a slide of Philip Judge, and on the right-hand side, of course, back in 2004, they're at a natural gas well in Louisiana. On the left, we have Ryan Messer. He's the CEO of STORH. I'll just tell a brief story here and just tell the connection, how I got involved with these particular people. Well, primarily, I'm from Melbourne, Australia. My history since 1986 was I owned hotels in Australia. Over 20 years, I owned 4. I sold the last one in 2004. But in 2003, I was introduced to Philip Judge, and I actually went to Zurich, Switzerland, where I met Philip. And I was going to invest into I did invest into an international energy fund. I was looking for places where to park some of the funds that I'd had from my sold hotel. And that introduction at the Grant Thornton Accountant's Office in downtown Zurich led me to the introduction to Ryan Messer, the current CEO of STORH, and also introduced me to an energy fund which Philip had founded. And the energy fund was primarily oil and gas and natural resource assets. And I never invested in that sector before, so I was very intrigued, and the return was very good. The return on those assets at that time was approximately 18 to 21, 22%, it depended. So before I actually invested, I decided to go to America. I flew to Baton Rouge in Louisiana, right on the Mississippi River. And I met Ryan Messer, his partners. I met geologists, I met their engineers, Ray Stewart and all these people. And I walked across the sites. And but what I really liked was the team. It was really the team that got me engaged. And I knew these people knew more certainly about this industry than what I did. But I knew that my money was actually involved in a hard asset. Regardless of market fluctuations, my money was actually pegged to underlying hard assets that had great demand, hard assets that generated cash flow, even though those cash flows contract and expand depending on the market. And I invested 1 million Australian dollars back then, and to give you an idea what that is, back then it was about $860,000 that I invested in this particular energy fund. So I put a lot of money in, 20 years of labor from running hotels. Part of the proceeds I put into this particular energy fund. And that's how I got to meet Ryan Messer. And then of course the whole relationship of Ryan Messer, we've known each other and been good friends. And Philip, I was with Philip Judge in Dubai last week, just before Easter. And we still do business together, and we're going to be continuing to do business regarding the Peru project, which Claudia will touch on later. But Ryan Messer got involved in Swiss Gold Global, and some people may have seen him on different videos where we were in Munich with the Genesis Mining Group, because we were going to build our own mining farm in conjunction with Genesis Mining in America. But in 2018, of course, we know what happened. The whole mining industry changed, the cryptocurrency, even though it's a dynamic, fantastic industry, but the music really stopped playing for mining in that respect, even though today we still pay people out daily on their validated or their valid Bitcoin and altcoin mining contracts. But most people's contracts, like my own, like Claudia's, like many people on this call, are no longer paying because the cost of mining actually exceeded the daily reward. So we no longer, Genesis Mining and us, we no longer wanted to build a 30 megawatt pilot farm in the US. But with this knowledge and this experience of the blockchain, of the crypto evolving industry, which is really the future, Ryan and I got talking. He's an expert in natural resources. He's been involved in it for the last 20 years. We learned a lot. I invested in him, so I entrusted him. I know their team. So we decided to put something together where we could allow, we would build a token, but not an air token like most ICOs and most tokens. What are they backed by? What's their underlying value? What's their underlying utility? What's their underlying asset on a balance sheet? It's pretty much an idea, a theoretical concept that generate no returns. So, but they sound very good. and billions of dollars are raised for these ICOs. So we wanted to go one step further, and that's where we wanted to actually have real hard assets. So some great assets that that Ryan had been looking at for some time. He spoke to me about. Well, so why don't we tokenize this? Why don't we tokenize these assets, make these tokens available to our members, where people could have real ownership when they buy a STORH token. The token's actually backed and pegged to real assets that actually generate income. And to give you an idea, and maybe you want to move to the slide on the assets, Claudia, to give you an idea, when you buy into STORH, and Ryan put out an announcement in the last couple of days, they've just signed the deal, the letter of intent for the Texas asset, which is very exciting. He's been looking at this asset for the last 7 years. It's about just under 6,000 acres. It has just under 100 producing wells. Some of the team went out there to see that back in November, actually. But we're closing on that on the 17th of May. But this asset, when you buy into STORH, you're actually buying into this hard asset. And one other point I'd like to make, and here it is here actually on the screen. One other point I'd like to make about when you buy into STORH compared to when you buy into like an ICO. When you buy into an ICO, you're buying a token on the blockchain. When you buy STORH, you'll be buying a token on a blockchain too. Our STORH token will go live on the blockchain very soon. The IT team are just finally testing it and getting approval on the audit to be able to push it live. And we expect that in the next week to go live. So we're very, very close for that happening, which is exciting. So let's just think about this. What do you have? Well, you have a STORH token on a blockchain. Sounds great, doesn't it? But that's not really where the value is. All that is doing is validating a transaction of a token on a blockchain, because a blockchain is just really a decentralized public ledger. But what we've done through, we had a legal counsel. He's actually in this picture here, Mike Miglio from ICO Law Group in Houston, Texas. He drafted a legal document, and this legal document actually binds each and every one of you, when you own STORH, when you accept the terms of this particular document, it's a binding document that you actually own the underlying assets which are actually pegged to STORH. That's where the money is, that's where the asset is, that's what's going to be in the balance sheet. So STORH have a balance sheet and will actually show you the value of these particular assets, and these are the returns that you're actually going to get paid out on. So that is really important to understand the difference between a general ICO and what we're bringing to the table here. When you own STORH, you actually own the token on the blockchain. Most importantly, you're owning equity. You're owning equity, a digital share in a real tangible asset. The main ones in Texas at this stage. We also bought some other ones, a couple of smaller ones at the beginning of March. But you own real tangible assets in Texas, which is documented to you, which is like a title ownership. You have mineral titles to that particular 6,000 acre, which is going to generate the cash flow to you based on the amount of equity that you actually own in STORH. So that gives you a bit of summation of how it all sort of started and where we are today. We have a long way to go, lots of developments. And as it says here, we're right now in phase 1. Now let me just touch on where we've come from. So November primarily, we've been working on the concept for, I would say, going on 12 months now. And we did a soft launch to raise some seed capital, which is discounted, just like when you take a private company and to private investors. It's not listed on a stock exchange. Private investors come in and they get the shares at a discounted price, just like the STORH tokens. And the reason we do that at a discounted price, one is, of course, to get the message out. Two, to benefit the people who are coming in early before any assets are actually purchased, before websites and things are developed, before the concept is actually proven. So that's why you've got your STORH tokens at discounted price. And the legacy assets primarily are going to be oil and gas. And we call them legacy assets because these assets are generating very good returns. Each of the assets we've purchased are returning a minimum of 20% internal rate of return compared to the cost of the actual asset. So it's very, very strong. They also have a lot of upside. They require further development. There's opportunities within these sites we've purchased to be able to increase the current supply, which means we're going to increase the valuation of the assets, which will increase the valuation of STORH. And of course, it's going to increase the cash flows, the revenues, which of course is going to increase our distribution when we get to the point of distribution. And of course, we all believe in sustainable, renewable energy, no question about that. I'm a green person at heart. I believe in this, and this is the future. Solar, wind, tide, all these types of things are the future. But to invest in those into those renewable energies right now, it could take some years before you saw any return on your money. And most of our members right now, they want to put their money into something and start to seeing a return. And that's why we've chosen legacy assets. Legacy assets such as oil and gas are going to be around for a long time, especially natural gas. It's probably going to be, if you look at any of the reports, with the increasing demand on the energy, or the increasing energy demand versus the increase of the population, natural gas especially is going to be around for the next 30, 40 years and probably account for 25% of all energy supply. Its great thing is it's 60% cleaner than oil, but it's still a fossil fuel, of course. But these assets, they pay out. So they're already paying out. We buy them now. We already pick up revenues the next day. That's the exciting thing about them, which will lead us into the other assets, phase 2 and phase 3, which is, of course, the Peru project, which I was discussing with Philip when I was in Dubai just before Easter. And you can see here that Ryan made the announcement. This is our second purchase for STORH. The first purchase was on 2 smaller assets, which came across his table in February. We decided, do we buy them or don't we buy them? The fact is that they weren't really, they didn't cost a lot. They're relative. It was like, I come from the hotel industry, it was like buying a small hotel. Small hotel had good cash flow revenues, but the hotel needed a renovation, needed to be upgraded. This is pretty much what these small assets do. That they were good, strong cash flow. They were proven it works. It was solid. It's going to keep paying out for the next 15 years. But it needed some work as well. The sites needed some work, but the people who owned it, they wanted to liquidate and they needed the cash. So the opportunity came across the table, so we decided to buy it. But these assets, just where they are right now, they still, in themselves, produce in excess of 20% return, which is fantastic. And because we're doing it through a blockchain token concept, all these margins, I mean, you don't see 20% return in your assets. Most of these things are absorbed in costs and overheads through brokerage firms, exchanges and that. By doing what we're doing, we're going to be able to maximize, when we say the asset, we'll report to you that the assets has returned X factor, maybe 23%, 22%. And you'll see exactly where that money flows back into the token in time. It'll be reflected in the token price, but you've got to be patient. You have to be patient regarding this. We're buying real assets. These assets have to be developed, but what you're buying here is real, and you've got to think long term. I think our game, if we pay out 20% on the token, that means it's going to take 5 years before you get your money back, which is great. 20% return is absolutely outstanding return compared to what the bank has given you. But I want you to understand this, because this is our vision. We all want 5, 6, 7, 8x on our money. No question about that, but it's not going to happen overnight. So there has to be a plan on that. So it's sound check here.
No, I just wanted to make a comment.
Sure, go ahead, Claudia.
No, I was just making a comment. I didn't want to interrupt you, but I did, as usually. So to give you the chance to have a sip of coffee, which is good. No, I was just gonna say, like, yeah, I mean, but of course, everybody who got in, like myself, obviously, and many people on the call today, you already got the multiple on the token. So you actually were the many of the people were the pre-seed investors, which is really great. And you see the result of the pre-seed here, right in front of you. I actually now presented. A project with Ryan mentioned on the other call, it's going to probably pay 3 decades from now, which is just absolutely amazing. So on one hand side, you will eventually get from the production of them the cash flow, but right now you're already actually doing and having the multiple, and you're going to have another multiple when of course the price is going to be raised. So I mean, this is an amazing deal. So I don't see just really the 20%, or I don't see just that. I see also the multiple I'm actually doing on it.
Yeah, sure, Claudia. I mean, but we, of course, we want to sort of understate things and meet people's expectations. That's really what we don't want people coming with false expectations, or we're misleading people in any respect. The great thing about Ryan is he's very straightforward. I'm very straightforward. And if he says this is what the assets are doing, and he knows his industry very well, this is exactly what they're doing. But what I was making the point is that 20% per year return, of course, is a fantastic return, and it takes 5 years to get your money back, which is awesome. And then everything after that is just cash in the bank, isn't it? That's primarily how it would work. But if we actually, if we take some current distributions and resow that back and repair the damaged hotel, repair the damaged wells and different things to increase the current output, I mean, it's going to add increased revenues, and with increased revenues, you're actually adding quite a bit of value to the assets. So just on this particular value, it's not a mega in this industry. $3 or $4 million is very, very, very small. Okay, to be quite honest, very, very small. But it's a niche market. It's a very niche market, and what they produce is pretty awesome. But by doing what we want to do this particular site over the next 12, 18 months, we'll be able to take this valuation of this asset from 3 million to 15 million. On that alone, you're talking 4 or 5 extra money straight away in asset value, which will reflect on the token, and we don't have to wait 5 years. So that's really the point I was trying to make there. And of course, Ryan speaks about this as well. But I just want people to understand. Don't sell your houses and put it all in here. Be common sense, okay? Understand what you're getting engaged in. Be balanced. We've designed Utopian Global for multiple streams of income, and we've designed it in such a way that no one has to put themselves at risk. No, there's no need to, okay? We can all learn a lot. We can all be engaged in this, and we can all benefit from it. But I want people to be smart about it, okay? Because it's going to be rewarding. The big project, of course, is the Peru project. Now, Philip is very passionate about this. When I was in Dubai with him before Easter, he was speaking, he was describing this project to a consultant that we were speaking with there. And he was describing that the area, like if you could visualize it, the surface of the moon or the surface of Mars, it just visualizes a picture that everything's bare, there's nothing there, correct? It's like rock. And that's primarily the destruction from these big companies have done historically with the technologies that they had back at that time. So this project here is going to be really a really environmental project that also has huge amounts of monetary upside as well. It'll be a joint project with the government of Peru. Well, we go in, of course, and we don't have to do more mining. The mining is already done, but with the new technologies, this is like, I think it's at 10,000 feet or 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 meters or beyond. The oxygen is very thin, and of course, when you want to actually leach out precious metals, you need oxygen, and with chemicals, very toxic chemicals, cyanide and different things to be able to do that. And much of these chemicals went back into the water streams and lead and different things. So to be able to go back in there with the new technologies with to where we can inject high levels of oxygen into these exchanges to extract the metals through this technology that they have, is very exciting. That one, most importantly, we can clean up the area, and number two, everyone, including the people of the region, will make money. And in fact, I know that we have some members who are involved with Utopian Global, even who come from this particular region, who are even familiar with this particular project. But this is a longer term project. We mark this as phase 3, but this is really it's a game changer for the environment, which is really the most important thing. But secondly, to have an environmental project that can generate high returns it even makes it double exciting. But this is a longer term project, and probably, I don't know if I'll get there, but I know certainly Ryan and Philip will be down there probably within the next 6 to 8 weeks with the team to assessment to start the process. But this is a longer term project. So right now we're on the phase 1. We've only just started. It's very, very exciting, and we have to close on that deal, of course, which will be the 17th of May, which, of course, Claudia just showed the release from Ryan a bit earlier. And I know that we'll have an email going out over the weekend or probably Monday regarding all the updates as well to all our members.
Thank you, Bill. And yes, we have actually have a team very much growing in Peru, especially in this region, because, and this comes back to the purpose. This comes back to when Bill and Philip actually both started the company back in 2008 when I got involved. And I believe we have some people on the call who got the same time involved like myself. If you're still on the call, yes, Andrew Accord, and of course we have our friend Brian York on the call. So all you guys, you are, basically with us since that time, which is amazing. I mean, really proud of you guys. So Andrew, of course, Philip was in your house. I was in your house. Your children are now, of course, you know, grown ups. They were little, really sweet. I still have the pictures there. And Bill was also at your place. We did amazing meetings there in Holland. Actually, looking forward. So this is a challenge I'm just putting onto you. So you know, you're the best presenter. I was no presenter back at the time. I was crappy, I was bad, I was worse, and so you did an amazing job. So I'll put it back onto you. Let's get some meetings again happening. We had some in Belgium recently. Let's get Amsterdam. Some meetings happening would be fantastic to go back there. But yeah, so basically, so the purpose of what I was just talking about it was really that, and that's why people joining in Peru, where is in this region, because they know the region, they know what's happening, and if they can support to what we do, the mission, the vision, what we can do here. What was our mission when we started? Our mission was to help ordinary people make extraordinary wealth. How? By understanding our monetary system and by obviously accumulating gold or silver. That vision has never changed. In one sense, we have added to that vision. So the vision, and we always have been a green company in one sense. That's why when you read about the gold where it comes from, it's green gold from Argos. So we want to, of course, give back to the environment. So our mission, obviously, and that's why really South America is growing so fast, is because we will do something, but also it's going to generate them cash flow. We all need cash, we all need money, correct? But if we can, of course, better the environment, well, even better so. So as you see here, we have, of course, that slide which everybody is sort of talking about, and that is where eventually we want to go. The ultimate target you see 10 euro. We have people on the call, they got in the 25 cents for the token price. That is, of course, the gross retail token price with the marketing fee for which is being paid out for obviously the affiliates. It's not the net token price as you see in the white paper. But still, I mean, we want to go there that eventually we do have a 10 euro. How do we get there? Well, by accumulating step by step assets.
Let me just touch on this, Claudia, because this is where people look at this and say, wow, and they may make some silly decisions. I think, well, I'm buying at 25 cents, I'm going to get to 10 euros. They do the calculation and they sell the house, sell the farm, sell everything and put it in there. Let's not go there, okay? What we'll put here is the plan. And to take anything to billion-dollar status does not happen overnight. Building wealth takes time, okay? And the valuation of these assets from where we are now, I mean, primarily, we've already had 2 increases on the token price based on what we've been building and what assets we've actually purchased. The next asset price increase was timed to be at the end of this particular month, but now the assets, after the letter of intent, the settlement date on this particular asset in Texas is no longer at the end of March. It's now the 17th of, the end of March. It's now going to be the 17th of May. So then the asset price will actually increase to reflect the increase of assets, the valuation of the token. The balance sheet must support, I mean, something must support the increase of price. We're not just sitting back here and think, well, today's a sunny day. Let's make the price of the token a euro. That sounds good. It's going to get people excited. We don't work that way. Okay, I know how most tokens on the blockchain did work, crypto, telling people this and that and everything else. Primarily, it was just a theoretical idea. Most of it was marketing, and most of these people who were pumping up the price was when the small people were coming and buying, they were selling theirs. They were pumping and dumping primarily. I have a big amount invested in this. Ryan has a big amount invested in this. Randall Edelson has a big amount invested in this particular asset. We're here for the long ride, okay? And yes, we want to take it to $1 billion valuation, which may reflect a 10 euro price range. It's going to take time. I want to be very clear about that, okay? And you've got to be willing to take the ride with us as we expand the valuation of these assets. It's not a quick buck turn around this thing. You can make your quick dollars from your commissions and things like that from the referral program. No question about that. We pay very, very, very quick, and the commissions are very generous. What we have to actually offer. But on the longer game, to 4, 5, 6, 7x the money of the token value, it's going to take a bit of time. And as I said before, what we're doing to the Texas project, primarily, we believe we can achieve that over the next 12 to 18 months. But it's going to take a bit of time to get to 10 euro. I mean, that would be primarily the results coming in from projects like Peru. We're talking a big project there to be able to pull that type of number. But we have projects coming to our table all the time. And the vetting process, number one, if you look at the Texas project, this is really what excites me about it. I mean, I've been an investor a long time. Now, when I went down there in 2004, for me to take $1 million and put it into something, it had to meet certain requirements. I'm not a fool. And just like the Texas project, okay, the internal rate of the return of that particular asset right now is more than 20%. There is an upside to it. The bankable audited reserves there is going to pay for the next 25 years. So we know the reserves there. We know those reserves can be expanded upon, and it's going to keep paying for a long time. Over 90% of that ownership in that asset are industry people. So you're buying into an asset which is owned by not a person who's a taxi driver or people like me who have no idea. I mean, I have a bit of an idea, but I'm certainly no expert in this particular field. Over 90% of the ownership in this asset we're actually buying is owned by industry experts, geologists, engineers, all these people who've been in the game for decades. So you're rubbing shoulders with these people who are experts in this field. When they buy into something like this, they're not buying air. They want to know it's going to be around for the next 25 years, and they also know there has to be a lot of upside to it. Okay, so I just wanted to just address that to let people know you're buying something here, it's real, but have patience with it as well. But now we require some breathing space to really develop this and really get this moving nicely now.
Absolutely, Bill, and therefore the foundation is laid, and which is actually, it was an amazing, actually it was a very emotional, sort of announcement which Ryan did made there, because, we made it. We made the seed round, the seed funding for it. So we all did it. So congratulations also to you. Now, we have, of course, new people on the call, and they want to know how to get involved in, of course, with Utopian Global. So you have two ways to get involved. One, you become a customer, and of course, you can purchase gold or silver. You can purchase your STORH token. And as I said, we do have clients, from all over the world purchasing gold, since 11 years now. I mean, this is a long time. STORH, of course, you can purchase your STORH from as little as 50 euro onwards if you become a customer. You can pay with a credit card, with Bitcoin, and with bank wire. But a credit card is not for all countries, but Bitcoin, of course, is a very easy way to pay. Now, the other way to get in is, of course, to become an affiliate. As an affiliate, you have different packages. So we have the affiliate package, which range from 99 euro to 3,500. But then we also have more investors packages. Now, the 99 to 3,500, let me just give you a little bit of a rundown on them. So you're really buying here into a platform as an affiliate. Yes, you own your own business with that, meaning it's like a franchise. In one sense, you can build your business from anywhere in the world. You can make your affiliate commission when you refer people, when you refer customers or affiliates. You get your gold or silver, basically platform in there. You can purchase the precious metals. You can sell them back. And as I said, we have people since 11 years who have the gold or silver with us. They had never any problems with getting their money out. If they wanted to sell back, they bought in again, they sold back when they needed, they had chipped when they wanted. So no problem with that. We also, in the platform, of course, you have the LBMA storage, the free storage when you are an affiliate, an active affiliate, and you have, of course, all the other stuff in there, the premium education program, so that we really can own a home-based business. So those packages from 99 to 3,500. Obviously, when you bring people on board who purchase those packages, you have then different commissions, which I'm going to go in the commission structure very, very soon. But as you see here below, that is the allocation, because you don't just buy STORH. You buy an affiliate program, right? So the percentage of the allocation, as higher your entry package is, as more allocation will go to the passive income, which is STORH. Yeah. So, for example, there's first small packages, the first 3 small packages, well, 40% goes to STORH. So that means, of course, from your 390 euro, well, 50% is being paid out in commission, 10% goes to the company, and 40% goes to store. So the 40% is actually producing you that income on the store side. Of course, as higher you go, you see then 48% goes to store, 49%, 60% in the 3,500 goes actually to store. Therefore, obviously, the commission will change a little bit, they will go down a little bit, but obviously more goes to store, which is more into the interest of the person who actually joins with the package. And then when you go here, of course, into the higher packages, that's we call it's more so the quantum packages. Let me go back here. Well, they start with 9,000 euro up to €1 million. And they can even be higher if you wish to put in more. I mean, those are now serious packages. Again, you get platform for the precious metals there as well in the affiliate referral program, but you see way more goes to store. So from 9,000 euro on, 87% goes to store now. From the 18,000 euro, 90% goes to store, and so on. So the €1 million is actually 97% to store. So almost everything. You still get a commission, of course, for people referring. Of course, you need to be rewarded, but of course, it is smaller. US people, as we know, United States, you cannot sell the store, but they get everything just with gold and silver. And they also have packages up to €1 million as well, if they wish so, but everything will be replaced with precious metals. And they have the platform, the same deal here. But of course, the affiliate program, so we have 8 ways to earn money in the uni-level compensation plan. And so let me just run through those packages. The packages, as I said before, start with 99 euro up to 3,500. Days packages, which is really the more so for the affiliates. The other ones are more investors. Well, let me just go here. When you refer somebody with a 99 euro package, you're actually making 43 euro and 50. That's in commission, which is pretty awesome. Now, as you see from the 790, there was a little bit of a slightly change very recently. We have changed that because we wanted to allocate more to store, but you still, from a 790 euro, when you refer somebody and comes on board on it, you're still making a 264 in the combined bonus with fast track bonus and uni-level bonus. And then of course the 3,500, you're making an 889 euro bonus. That is pretty awesome. Now the 99,000 euro and so on packages, as you see here, the commission obviously still, it's amazing commission, but it's going more into store. Therefore, the commission is changing that way. So 9,000 euro, you get still 881 euro in commission, still very good. 18,000, you're making 1,650 commission, 100,000, 7,000 commission, 250,000, you're making 13,000 commission, and 1 million euro, you're making 25,000 euro on commission. That is, of course, when people purchase the packages. But then we do have the uni-level commission bonus. We do have all those different bonuses, because I just showed you there are 3 bonuses, in fact. But there's another 5 bonuses, which I haven't shown you yet. And there's another one, which is the incentive. I believe we have some people already now earning the incentives, which is really great. So the incentives are, which we do have, which is a Fitbit watch, which is a phone, which is a computer, and an amazing, holiday. Why holiday? Well, everybody wants to go to holiday. Everybody wants to chill out, wants to have a great lifestyle. So certainly those are the lifestyle incentives which we do have, which are really.
Yeah, and like any other business, Claudia, like the membership program, and when you buy the membership, of course, you're running the whole ecosystem of Utopian Global. And let's just look what it costs per month. It costs 50 euros, and in that you're actually owning STORH tokens. You're actually increasing your equity in an asset in Texas. You're increasing your potential equity in an asset in Peru, etc. When you increase your membership, you're getting so much more than that. You actually own an international business. Now, we've also designed it in such a way that, I mean, 50 euros a month was what, $1.30, $1.40 per day. I mean, I went and bought a coffee today, it cost me $5. So to own an international business where you can actually have an ecosystem that we have, which is seamless, it's an equal opportunity pay plan, doesn't matter where you are in the world, what your level of education or finance is, if you refer our products and services, you're going to get paid. That's awesome, generating multiple streams of income from people in different places. But if you build an organization, even if I was to sign up one person, and that one person signed up a couple of people, but in my organization on the first 2 levels, if I had something like 7 people, I'm already cash flow positive. Through the unilevel commissions, I'm already cash flow positive. 50 euros per month. I'm actually owning more store assets, or more. I'm earning more silver on the membership program. That would be for the US. But what you do, if you have a small organization as little as 7 people, your revenues you've actually earning are already exceeding the cost of owning an international business. I mean, this is minimal. I've invested millions of dollars into businesses. Just go and buy yourself a cleaning franchise. Here you have a business model which is global, where you're owning assets, real tangible assets in different parts of the world. You have access to gold and silver, which we physically ship as well. And it's costing you $1.60, $1.40, $1.50 per day. And part of that is actually real assets. So if you understand the power of this to build an organization, to be able to compound your wealth, take your commissions, you can put it back in the store. You're actually getting your store, you're actually getting ownership in your asset in Texas for free. Okay, it means some work, it needs some understanding, but the more commissions you generate, the more seeds you could actually sow into that asset in Texas, or the more seeds you could actually buy more gold and silver, or you can just get it paid out to your own nominated account. I mean, that's the whole idea of it, isn't it? But that's the power of it. You don't need to build a mega organization, although we want you to earn the big money. But I'm just saying, 50 euros a month, don't see it as a cost, see it as an investment. And you can actually break even on that investment very, 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 very easily with a bit of work done, put there.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, and that's the point. For the 50 euro monthly, which they pay after, I see it like a savings plan, because I'm accumulating more store. Or if I'm in the United States, I accumulate more gold or silver. What does gold or silver do? Well, it has a hedge against inflation, the best hedge against inflation, as we learned. So that is basically what we have, our platform. It is amazing because, well, not everybody has the $1 million like Bill had through hard work, of course, which he really did, but who could invest it to receive the passive income. Not everybody has a 250,000, 100,000. So if you only have the 99 euro, well, with 99 euro, you can build a huge organization and make a lot of money. You just have to do it a different way. The investor, of course, the person who has already the money, well, they can maybe chill back and just enjoy, of course, the payouts and the appreciation of the asset. But this is really designed for helping ordinary people making extraordinary wealth. Ordinary people making extraordinary wealth. So when I look at my organization down in Latin America, all day long, they're doing what? Checking the dollar price to their currency or to the Bitcoin. Why? Because they never know. They just bought Bitcoin, but their currency, their Argentinian peso, their Colombian or their Venezuelan money already has changed. And I don't think Africa would be so much different. We, of course, Westerners are a little bit more privileged here, but this is for everybody. This really appeals for everybody. You can have the big investor, fantastic, coming on board. We welcome them, absolutely great. But they may not want to get involved in the affiliate program. Why? Now you have the chance. You can sell it to investors, big investors. They don't need to get involved in the affiliate program. But of course, for the people who, have just a little, but they want to start an international business. They want to build cash flow. Well, this is a perfect business because they are not collecting lotions and potions and so on. They're collecting, of course, real assets which will actually, grow over time. Which I'm certainly not going to lose money. And that's the beauty about that. So from as little as 99 euro, you can, if you learn the skills, if you're willing to be coachable, okay, because we have a lot of great people here on the call. I know Sean, I know Mirelle, I know Bill, they're all doing a great job with educating the people. If you're doing a great job educating the people, helping the people to learn the skills, they can build fantastic organization and make a lot of money. And then what do they do with the money? Well, certainly I would advise put something into gold or silver, put something more into store, and have a great lifestyle. That is what this platform really gives you through Utopian Global. And I don't know, Bill, if you want to add something to that.
No,
So, well, with that, I want to just encourage you to contact the person that invited you to the presentation and talk to them, have your questions which you are having answered, or send an email to contact@utopianglobal.com.
Yeah, do we have any questions there, Claudia? I mean, I see one question for Robbie. Hi, Robbie. I should address this, it's really important. I have two questions. We expect a exchange with €4 value per token in order to go from 10 to 10 euros, so from 400 million to 1 billion. Is it realistic to reach this at the end of 2020? No, Robbie. If we were able to take this to $1 billion valuation by the end of 2020, which is like a year and a half away, I mean, that would be, I would say, one of the greatest economic, financial asset achievements that I've ever known of. It'd be nice to be able to do that, but I'll say no. That's not going to happen. I mean, the Peru project to really start to make that, which is a multi-billion-dollar project in itself, is going to be multiple years to really realize that. And of course, to start the project, it's more putting money out than we're actually taking back in, to be quite honest. So it would. How long will it take? I would put a 5-year plan on that, maybe 3 to 5 year plan, but certainly not the end of 2020. Okay. So have the long picture, but certainly be able to get 4x on our money. Speaking to Ryan, 5x, even with developing the Texas project that we have right now. We believe 12 to 18 months to do that. Certainly by 2020 we can do that. That's our target. That's what our target. That's what we want to be able to achieve at the end of 2020. And we also want to be able to use distributions to do that. Now, let me just touch on this. This is an important part to understand. All of us are store holders, owners, aren't we? We have revenues coming in from these assets once we get ownership of them. We don't have ownership of Texas yet until the 17th of May. Okay, once we take ownership of that, of course, we've got income coming in 20% plus from this particular asset, which is fantastic. Maybe we decide to distribute some of the members. Maybe we decide to develop the mine, develop the asset further, because that's really what's going to give us the X factor on the short term to be able to grow, to renovate the asset in itself, to improve it. It's the improvements that are going to give us the quicker returns and asset value. So we need to be able to do that. Now, the other way, what we could do is we could actually bring in more store owners in, of course, use new money, which we will be doing anyway, because we have we require a lot more money, of course, funds for the Peru project. But of course, just regarding the asset with Texas, of course, we either use part of their own distributions that we're doing, we'll be earning from at the end of May onwards, or which is a smart thing to do, or we actually raise more capital for that, which will dilute everyone's ownership in one sense. So we need to be able to manage this, to be able to manage that. But regardless, this asset's returning, as I said, minimum of, I think on the balance sheet, I've seen the balance sheet, it's returning about 28% now, internal rate of return on the asset in Texas, of course. But there's a lot more to be done to that asset to take it up to way beyond. And I think Ryan made a comment on the announcement, the growth and the value that we can actually add to that. That's really what we want. We want to raise the value of the asset, increase the revenues, and we'll do that significantly by the end of 2020. No question about that. But to get to $1 billion, Robbie, that's a little bit too optimistic, unless you have some tricks of the trade, which we don't know about.
Yes, I mean, of course, it sounds all nice, $1 billion, but of course, it's going to take some years. I mean, you look in the let's say in a network marketing space. There is one company, I believe, they achieved it in to get to, and this is the youngest company in such a short time to achieve it. I think they did it in 7 years or in 8 years to achieve $1 billion. So $1 billion is a big number. I mean, we throw those numbers around easily, but it's going to take time. I mean, of course, it all depends on what we do. If you move, we move, we all move. I mean, it could happen. It could happen if we all move and really work this and talk to many people and show them and get a lot of investors. Absolutely. But of course, to be realistic, and we want to better understate than being too, Bill and Ryan, you already see they're very conservative. And of course, we distributors, we are always more conservative. Less conservative, and they're always more conservative. But of course, you've got to be a little bit realistic. So yes, of course, what you saw on the slide, the 10 euro, the billion, we want to get it there, but give us a few years.
Well, I wouldn't say Ryan and I are conservative. I mean, I'm a risk taker. There's no people who know me know that I'm a risk taker, but we're involving other people's money here as well. Okay, not just my own and not just Ryan's. So we need to do this smart. So we have a very clear protocol, what we're going to be investing in, where that money will be allocated to, and we need to be able to meet that protocol. If the assets that we're looking at don't meet that, for example, as I said before, relatively low risk, high returns, industry ownership of that particular asset, potential upside, all these variation of factors, long-term reserves need to be there to make us want to be able to own a particular asset. But the good thing is Ryan, I mean, people who met him, I know Brian met him, Brian York met him, and I know Sean met him, and Paul met him. Many of the people in Morella met him, and a lot of people in the UK had a chance to meet him with Ryan. He's a smart young guy. He knows his stuff very, very well. He's very passionate about what he does. He's hungry. Don't worry about him. He's on the go. But he also understands and values the mission of Utopian Global. I mean, we didn't have to do it through a network marketing sequence. We could have just done this on the side, okay? But he gets it, the purpose and vision, that by being able to put these packages into an ecosystem such as Utopian Global, it gives ordinary people, you and me, all of us, the chance of picking up some commissions by referring a fantastic product, which is a hard asset. And if you're in parts of Africa, if you're in parts of South America, it doesn't matter where you are, you're getting ownership in a real asset in a different country, earning another income. Diversification is key, especially given the geopolitical situation of the world right now and the currency valuations and what's going on. Owning hard assets, what would you rather have? Hard assets of an air token with a great idea, or a token that's backed by something that's real, that's going to keep generating income for decades ahead. I know what I like to have. I like to have hard assets in one sense, and this is what we're doing here. So that's really the picture and really the purpose of Utopian Global, and why STORH came in, why Ryan and I wanted to do this, is because he gets the big picture. He understands what we're trying to do here.
Thank you, Bill. Absolutely right. And for you folks, of course, who are wanting to learn about the compensation plan, well, in your back office, when you go in your back office, you then can actually download the latest compensation plan. It's going to change again when, of course, the token price is going to change. Then meaning that the price of the packages don't change. It's just that you're going to get lesser tokens. But in the compensation plan, I want to just touch on a few things, because people sort of getting confused or don't understand. So just quickly, I want to touch on, when you look at those packages in the compensation plan, when it says here, for example, €99, 135 STORH at the moment, it says 50 BV and 99 QV. So BV means the bonus volume, and 99 is the qualification volume. So the QV is always the volume which will count when you calculate for your ranks, to move up a rank in the career, to unlock more bonuses. When you move up your ranks, well, you got to look at the QV. The payments in the uni level will be based on, obviously, the BV. So when we're looking at the 14% and then the 3% down, I'm going to show this in another slide in a bit, that's when we look at the BV, not the QV. In your back office, you always see, when you go to the commission structure, you see BV and you see QV, okay? But I'm going to do a separate meeting of that as well. But let me just explain here one thing as well, which causes a little bit confusion as well, because it is quite complicated. So when somebody purchases a new packages, so let's say you have somebody who purchases a €99 or 170 or whatever package, the packages, the uni-level commission in these packages, the first level for a package sale will be 27% the first level, and then level 2 up to level 7 will be 3%. From, of course, the bonus volume which they produce, the BV, the bonus volume. The recurring month, the next month, the €50 they pay, or the customer purchases, well, they pay 14% in the first level, 14% in the second level, and then 3% down up to the 7th level. So that is the difference there, because some people ask me that question, and that is really the difference. So again, the uni level enrollment packages pay the first level 27%, and then 3% every level down, and the recurring order, the monthly, the memberships, the customer orders, 14% first level, 14 second, and then 3% down. Then of course we have all the other bonuses as well, which I don't have time right now to go into, but you can read and study the compensation plan. And certainly we're going to do a few more hangouts there, maybe Facebook lives in the Facebook Utopian global group on a training on this compensation plan. So with that, I don't know if there's more questions that are coming, a few more questions coming here. Okay, Nicole, hi Nicole. She's asking a question: if we entered the program in the 790 euro package and we would like to upgrade to a higher package, does this mean we pay the difference, or do we have to pay to buy a complete other package? You have to buy a complete other package, Nicole. So you don't pay the difference, you buy a complete other package, but of course you're going to get obviously the STORH token in there. So no, there's no difference paying, you have to buy a new package when you upgrade. Okay, so don't know, Bill, if you want to add something else. Otherwise I say thank you so much for listening so long to us. It's on the hour almost, so it's your Saturday. Enjoy, share the message, and have a great time, and see you on Tuesday.
Thanks, Claudia. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. Just the last thing, when you're buying your membership, don't buy under the STORH shop, buy under the membership shop. By that way, you'll actually get the extension on your membership months ahead. We've had some people buy the STORH under the STORH shop. It's a little bit confusing. There's a message there, but primarily when you buy under the STORH shop, you're owning STORH, exactly the same amount of STORHs if you bought it under the membership. But if you buy it under the membership button, you go to account, then membership, and buy your STORH, whether it's 50 euros, 100 euros, whether it's 2,000 euros, whatever it might be. You're actually getting, you're forward qualifying yourself as active status as an affiliate member into the future, which is fantastic. And you don't get that if you buy it under the STORH shop, even though you're getting exactly the amount of same tokens, etc. So be aware of that. The last bit of housekeeping I'd like to touch on is bank wires. We get bank wires in, treasury people, treasury teams. It's a bit tough because banks don't give us a lot of information. So you need to put as a reference when you do a bank wire, you need to put your ID number, put your ID number as the banking reference number for the deposit. That's all we need. We don't need stories. You want to buy this and that. We don't need to know any of that. Just put your reference number as your ID number. And that'll make it much more efficient for Treasury to be able to allocate the funds to your e-wallet. With that, wishing everyone a wonderful weekend. And for the eastern part of Europe, for the Orthodox Christians, we wish you a wonderful Easter, because I know it's your Easter coming up this weekend.
That's true. Thank you, Bill. And of course, just finishing up with a disclaimer. Understand for the Utopian Global Affiliate Program, obviously, there's no guarantee that you will earn any money using the techniques. So it's up to you. I mean, if of course you learn the skills and you be coachable, certainly that's a different point. But of course, that depends on what you do. And also that STORH is not licensed for distribution to the United States. So again, United States people cannot get engaged into STORH. With that, thank you so much. And unless you fully understand and accept the nature of the potential risk inherent in the purchase of STORH tokens, you shouldn't even buy them. Thank you, goodbye, and have a great weekend.